guys, well today we've got a special review, and as they always say, good things come in small packages, and that's particularly pertinent for today's review as we have this lovely camera. Now it's the EM10 from Olympus. It's not their latest offering, but I thought it's well worthy a review. It's a lovely camera. So I've got a list here. I'm going to go straight through the list. I don't try not to forget everything. So let's look at the shape first one. As you can see, it's smaller than many other mirrorless cameras, but it's built. Don't let its diminutive size fool you about its solidness. Its strength, its construction is amazing. Now I'm a big Fuji fan, as many of you know, and I always boast and promote the build of a Fuji, but compared to this is like a brick, you know what sort of house. So you know, this is fantastic. It's very easy to hold, even though it's small. My hands aren't massive, but I can hold this comfortably knowing that it's not going to fall out of my hand. Now, me saying it's small, I just want to show you something, how small it is. Now, forget the lens. Here's the old OM10 side, and here's my GH4. Let me move them forward a bit. Alright, so let me show you. Here's my OM10. Let's turn them around at the back. How big they are. Yes, that's it. Right. There it is. That's how different in size they are. That's the original Olympus. And here's my GH4, another mirrorless camera. Not necessarily the smallest of its kind, but not necessarily big. So you can see this is a small camera. However, it's got a lot to offer. So let's have a look. Right, so what has this pint-sized package got to offer? Well, it's a 16.5 megapixel sensor. It has a 3-inch screen with 1.4 million dot resolution, same as the EVF. Very clear. I've tried it out. It's exceptionally clear. I'm very impressed. Let me just take a picture. So it's got a 1.4 million dot EVF and LCD screen. The command dials on the top, you've got 2 command dials where you can control the ISO, the aperture, the shutter speed, the normal things that you would want to switch while you're control while you're shooting. It has a mode dial on the left hand side with scene, video, manual, shutter speed, all the usual modes you would normally have. On the back you have several buttons. You have the selector here. Put my glasses on, that would help. You have the menu button at the top there. Then you have the info button, the bin, and a very good on-off switch that is not going to be knocked out accidentally. You have to push it up to switch it on and push it down to switch it off. Very unlikely that you would ever switch it on or switch it off by accident. On the top you have, I'll put pictures of this. On top you have the video button, a customizable function button, and another function button there that can be customized to what you want, and the play button. Up here you have the flash button, pop-up flash, which is very useful. You know, some people might say they're not much good. If you're close up and you want to do a bit of fill flash, they're perfect. So you have a flash, and that's about it for the buttons. Right, so let's move on. AF speed. Now autofocus speed is blistering fast. Let me just show you, if you listen out for this. Can you hear how fast that is? It locks on and you get the perfect picture. Let me try again. Beautiful, super fast lock on. It also has, let me adjust the light in the composition. A touch screen shoot, so the screen is very responsive, very focused touch. You can adjust it to whether you want it to just focus or switch it off completely. So you have the touch, that's very good functionality. It, as you may have seen already, it's a flip screen, good for high shooting and for when you're shooting low, which many people say is not necessary, especially for a pro camera. Now this is not pro camera, however it can be good if you want to shoot low. You don't have to dirty all your clothes, you can switch it low. 81 AF points across the sensor. You have groupings of groups on sort of shooting where you can group 9 points together and it will track within that specific area. 8 frames a second at top speed, low at 3.5 frames a second. Stabilization, 3-way axis, not to the current standard of many cameras with 5-way axis, but this is still very good. It's still sufficient. Unless you're shaking like this all the time, you're not going to get shaky pictures. With regards to the what they call the different modes, you have, while some may consider it gimmicky, you have an art mode on here and scene mode. Now these are particularly good. I find them can be useful as they offer a lot of variety. You have art in the art section, right? You have pop, grainy, pinhole, diorama, I guess that would be tilt shift, and cross process. So you've got a different sepia, black and white. You've got a different number of options should you wish to use them. Now no one's saying you have to, but they're there if you want them, and they look pretty good. What else have we got? Video, 1080p HD at 30 frames a second, 720p HD at 30 frames a second. There's Wi-Fi connectivity, which you can control via your smartphone, so you can transfer images to your smartphone and you can control to your smartphone. You have, oops, let's not waste the battery. They have the battery at the bottom, as with many of these, and so is their SD card. So the only problem with that, I'm not sure how it will affect on the tripod because I don't know how far it seems okay, but I imagine if this was on a tripod you would have to take it off before you can change the battery. I'm now going to take another picture and this time sort out the, let me take out scene mode and take a picture of me taking a picture, and I'm telling you it's beautiful quality. Let me just adjust the exposure. I mean, to be honest, even though I've not used this camera before, it's so easy to control. I'm very impressed with the Olympus, with the whole layout, how it feels in the hand. Not like some other manufacturers who've made it so complicated. The menu system, how it feels in the hand, how you control it, is all there. It's easy for one-handed shooting. I can do everything I want without moving my face away from the screen. Absolutely very impressive little camera. Now, all this is great, but how does it shoot in the field? How is it in the real world? Now that buzzword we're all hearing now, the real world reviews, how is it shooting? Well, I'm going to take this out with me to a nice spot locally, maybe an old church, and see how this compares in the real world. Right guys, I'm outside, I'm by a lovely old church, as you can see. Really, I don't know how old it is, built in Norman times, and there's a lot of brilliant architecture and the old wooden door, the stonework. Obviously I'm being very respectful because I'm in a graveyard as well and I don't want to make too much noise, but I'm just going to take some pictures with the Olympus EM, see how they come out. So wish me luck. You know, I think it's a great camera, so let's see how it goes. Now there's a, as you can see, let me point up there. I don't know if you can see, there's a nice old lamp. I'm going to take a shot of that. Okay, so let me come around in front. Let me adjust the exposure. Nice. Let's do a horizontal shot of this. The light is shining right in my eyes. Alright, let's move on to another spot and see what we can take. Okay, right. Well, it's never that easy working by yourself, especially when you have to carry a tripod, film yourself. Sometimes I'll get help from my friend, but I don't always like to rely on help and be able to do it myself. Anyway, as you can see up there, there's a small light up there saying St. Mary's. Now I'm going to take a shot of it and see how it comes out with the trusty Olympus EM. So let me try that. Set my composition up. Right, as you see, I don't know if you can hear on it, but it locks in straight away. It doesn't waste any time on locking in on the point it's focusing on. Yeah. Another part of these old moons, they're so beautiful, and this in particular, I love the clock on this church. As you can see up, let me move out of the way. You can see up there a lovely blue clock, which is now saying 1:05 Let me take a shot with this, see how that comes out. Let me take a couple of shots. And the colour rendition from this is really beautiful. It's just as pleasing as Fuji in a way, but obviously I prefer my Fuji. But it really reproduced the colours beautifully. I'm going to take one last shot of the Green Dragon pub. Let me just go one more here. Unfortunately, because I've only got this lens with it, I can't do wide shots. I've only got a 45mm. So it would have been great if I had some portraiture, but I haven't got a model tape to do portraiture with. But I think this will give you a good example of what the shots are really like. I'm going to take a few more while we're here, and just to finish off. And I think that's it. So we go back to studio and see what these pictures come out. hi, I didn't see you there. Well, I hope you liked the video, and if you want all the updates and when new videos come out, please do subscribe. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.